So, I'm away from the internet for a little bit, out in the town doing business, having a little fun, preparing for my birthday on October 19th. Anyway, yeah, so I come home to the news that Shane McMahon has resigned from his post, or at least he sent in his resignation letter for his post of Executive Vice President of Global Media in WWE. I was kind of shocked by this at first, and let me know your comments, opinions, views, what are the implications of this, going to be in WWE down in the comment section below. Yeah, so, I was kind of shocked at first because I thought, of course, when you think of WWE, McMahon, that name, literally has a blood connection to WWE going back, generations. And I always thought that they were going to be in there, for the long haul. Like, I never thought that they were going to end up, basically they're dropping like flies now. Linda, she resigns, to run for the Senate. Now Shane McMahon, his resignation is going to be effective at the New Year, New Year's days. And yeah, for some reason, I always thought that Linda and Shane, they weren't as connected. They didn't have that deep connection to the wrestling business that Stephanie and Vince did. And now we see that Linda and Shane, they are both, or at least they're both going to be soon gone from WWE. And yeah, so I don't know the exact reasoning as to why Shane left. I don't know what he's going to do now that he has left WWE, but I heard, somebody, they left me a comment saying he left because of the PG thing. I don't even know. Like, there's no way to tell if that's the reason why he left, if it was like creative differences or whatever, because he was more towards the business side of WWE instead of like the actual wrestling promotion. And yeah, I don't even know if we're going to actually see, like, the repercussions and, like, the result of Shane leaving. I don't even know if that's going to be, visible on TV, so, in, like, the actual product. So, I don't know. But, yeah, I guess I can move on to the last episode of Monday Night Raw. You have Maria Menounos and Nancy O'Dell as a celebrity guest host from Access Hollywood. I think they did a pretty okay job. Nancy, she was pretty okay. Maria, she actually got into the ring. She was pretty good. I like her on the mic, and that segment with Chavo, that was funny. And, yeah, I could see her in WWE, more often. It'd be great to see her in WWE, in a full-time position, because truth be told, she's a lot better than most of the divas they have right now, because she actually has charisma, and she actually has, you can see her personality. Like, just in that one time, her personality came through, and she seemed like a pretty likable person, and she's won over a lot of wrestling fans, and she's pretty excited, and I wouldn't be surprised if I saw her in the ring, like, once again, somewhere down the line. And yeah, next week guest host will be none other than Snoop Doggy Dogg. And yeah, I'm just gonna say this right now, I don't know how the show is gonna turn out, but yeah, Triple H, John Cena, they're gonna be in a match. This is possibly John Cena's last appearance on Monday Night Raw for good. So that'll be pretty interesting to watch two of the biggest stars in WWE right now. But yeah, Michael Cole, I don't know if you're watching this video right now, but this is a message to you. Do not say anything concerning Izzo. Don't say it at all. I'm pretty sure Snoop Dogg stopped saying that shit years ago because people like you started to pick it up, okay? So I'm going to make you a deal. Don't say Izzo's, and I'm not going to get pissed off by you, but every single time that you say Izzo, I'm going to record it, and that's going to be how many times I punch you in the face if we ever come into contact, okay? Okay? We got a deal. Let's shake on it. Moving on. Moving on to TNA. Gonna finally talk about TNA. Reason why I haven't talked about TNA in a little bit is because actually I haven't watched TNA in a little bit. I don't think I've watched an episode of Impact in maybe like 2 months. But yeah. TNA, they have their pay-per-view Bound for Glory coming up. I will be watching that on Sunday, and I'll tell you why I'll be watching it. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about the build-up to Bound for Glory. What build-up? What buzz? And I know you're going to say, well, you haven't been watching the show. Of course you're not going to see any buzz. That aside, when it was around time for WrestleMania, me, along with all the other WWE fans, we constantly talked about it. We talked about WrestleMania 25 to death. Why am I not seeing this for Bound for Glory? Why am I not hearing the buzz from the TNA fans? This is supposed to be TNA's equivalent to WrestleMania. Where is your buzz? Why aren't you promoting this like it's going to be the biggest pay-per-view of the year? Are you like in the same boat that I am right now, where you're basically on to TNA's game, like oh, I'm not even putting up with it once again? Is it like the boy who cried wolf syndrome? You know, TNA, they try to promote every single paper, and this is the problem you encounter. There's two problems with what I'm about to say right now. They try to promote every single pay-per-view like it's the biggest pay-per-view of the year. They book matches like this is the biggest card of the whole damn year. First off, you're promoting these pay-per-view like they're supposed to be super huge and all of this. First off, they end up failing. So it's like they underwhelm, underperform. And second off, they're not the biggest pay-per-views. And then when you finally get to the biggest pay-per-view, people are exhausted and people are tired and people are confused because you have a lot of confusion with wrestling fans. Like, they don't even know what pay-per-view is supposed to be TNA's biggest. But I will tell you right now, like I said, Bound for Glory is supposed to be TNA's equivalent to WrestleMania. But people were confused when Slammiversary was coming around saying, oh, this is going to be, this is the biggest pay-per-view of the year. Or is this the biggest pay-per-view of the year? You had Don West saying, oh, Lockdown is the biggest pay-per-view of the year. Then you had some other pay-per-view, they're saying this is the most important pay-per-view of the year, It like I said, that's boy who cried wolf syndrome. When all those pay-per-views end up underperforming, when you finally get to the pay-per-view that's supposed to be the biggest, people are like, I don't give a damn, whatever. But yeah, TNA fans, you have to step it up. I know you're not, as strong in numbers as the WWE fans are, but that means your voices are supposed to be even louder. You're supposed to be promoting this pay-per-view to death, and I'm not seeing that at all. I'm not hearing the buzz that I need to be hearing for this pay-per-view. But yeah, speaking of this pay-per-view, the card, and I've said this once before, it's like I'm beating a dead horse. The card looks impressive, but I don't know if it's actually going to perform. I said this before with TNA. It's either I said that or I said, the card looks like it's going to suck. It ends up sucking. But yeah, TNA, I'm giving you guys an ultimatum. If this pay-per-view does not perform well, if it does not come off well, I'm done with TNA, because I've been aware of TNA ever since, I think, when Christian came to TNA and he got involved with Rhino when they came to Michigan with the 8 Mile Street Fight. That's, I think, when I first heard of TNA. I've been watching them ever since then. I just started watching regularly this year, and I still cannot call myself a fan. That's absolutely crazy. So you know what? If this pay-per-view does not perform, I'm done, because I think I get a too much flack for criticizing TNA, and people don't know I'm criticizing TNA out of the goodness of my heart. I really want TNA to succeed. And this smile, I'm 100% honest and pure when I say that. I want TNA to succeed. I know I've said in the past, I've been through my phases where I said I wanted TNA to die. I wanted them to burn in hell. I kicked Jeff Jarrett in the pit of doom, or whatever the hell you call it. Anyway, that's all in the past. We've buried the hatchet, and I realized that WWE, to take WWE to the next level and to make them push themselves even further, they need competition. And TNA, it could be that competition, because it is the second biggest wrestling promotion in North America. So TNA could be that competition, but I'm not going to put all of my eggs in the basket of TNA, because while it could be that competition, who's to say that the wrestling promotion that challenges WWE should be TNA? Nobody is saying that it should be TNA. Why does it have to be TNA? So yeah, so people, like I've heard people say, oh, to see WWE get better, you have to support TNA. Not necessarily. So yeah, TNA, this is your last chance. If this pay-per-view does not deliver, I'm done with you. And right now, I'm done with this video. Peace out.